It's time for GMA Life. Show me the money. March Madness fans scoring big with unclaimed cash.
Shop this store. Quit tossing and turning and find the right mattress for you.
Plus late night milestones. Celebrating 45 years of Nightline.
And Asheville Rising. 6 months after Hurricane Helene, how the community is rebuilding together.
Hello and welcome to GMA Life. I'm Ashin Singh.
And I'm Lori Bergamato. Right now we're backstage in the GMA Green Room. Coming up on GMA Life, I'm helping you find the best mattress in my series, Shop This Store.
Plus, Asheville Rising, revisiting communities impacted by Hurricane Helene to see how they're recovering.
But first, Show Me the Money, March Madness edition. College basketball teams aren't the only ones scoring. Will Reeve helped some fans cash in? Take a look.
Fryer for three. Yes!
We're in Wichita, Kansas, and it's March Money Madness.
When you're watching basketball, you need a snack. Get your popcorn ready.
Basketball fans here for the NCAA tournament and ready to get in the game.
Up top.
The money game.
Oh, there we go. Show me the money!
We set up our Show Me the Money shop at the Fan Fest just outside the arena, teaming up with the Kansas State Treasury to look up fans' names to find out if they have any unclaimed cash.
Show me the money!
Head right over to the Kansas State Treasurer over there. Before you know it, you might have a check just like this.
The money can come from a bracket full of places. Common sources include abandoned bank accounts, stocks, utility deposits, even uncashed paychecks that could have gotten lost in the mail. In Kansas, about 1 in 7 people have unclaimed money. The average claim last year, $630.
In Kansas, we have $600 million that is waiting for people to claim. We're able to return about $25 million a year, so we've got a long ways to go.
Show me the money.
We tipped off with John.
Wow, this is awesome.
Who found $340 from overpaid college fees from the 80s.
Good cash. What are you going to do with it?
Give it to my kids.
That's a good dad right here.
And a nice bank shot from David the DJ, taking home $165 total from an old checking account and some money from court.
I will definitely take it. That is awesome. Show me the money.
And it's not just individuals. Organizations like Kansas Habitat for Humanity with a slam dunk for $631 from uncashed checks.
What can Habitat for Humanity do with the $630?
Repair somebody's house.
And how about Michelle? Cash money from way downtown. A whopping $1,857 from a forgotten bank account.
If you want to see some extra cash could head your way, check out your state's unclaimed money website or go to missingmoney.com.
Thank you, Will.
Now to the host of the Good Morning America podcast, The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie Gibson.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
So when my father and I started this podcast 3 years ago, the first writer we talked to was actually one of our all-time favorites, the great Irish writer Niall Williams. And I've forgotten, what was the name of the podcast?
It is called The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie. As we like to say, available wherever free podcasts are sold.
So that background and the shameless plug leads us to when and where we are now. St. Paddy's Day in Minneapolis, visiting Niall Williams, who happens to be here promoting Time of the Child.
The stories he tells are wonderful, and Kate and I couldn't recommend them any more highly. But he and his wife, Christine Breen, who is often his co-author, are a wonderful story in and of themselves. And so we asked him to join us. Where else on St. Patrick's Day but at an Irish pub? This is The Local here in Minneapolis.
So Christine, 40 years ago, you and Niall are living in New York City and you decide to pull up stakes and move to Ireland. Why?
Because it seemed like we weren't getting anywhere artistically. And my father's house became available. So we said, can we go over there and just try our luck? We had 10 boxes of books and 4 suitcases and not a stick of furniture. And it just was an adventure.
I think we both had a profound sense that we weren't living our own lives. And so it was about making a choice and moving to a white page, basically.
So they left New York, population 8.5 million, for grandfather's house in...
Kiltumper, which has how many houses?
About 8 houses.
About 8 houses.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a culture shock.
Yeah, it was.
You went to Kiltumper to find out if you could write.
Yeah, you get an energy from taking a leap of faith. And we were living in a place of extraordinary beauty.
Did it have to be in Ireland? There's a lot of writers in New York, you know.
Yes. Yeah, for me it probably had to be in Ireland, although I didn't know that at the time. Being in the west of Ireland was a freeing space for me, but also more than that, it was my first encounter with oral storytelling and people spending the evening in kitchens telling stories, just pass the time. And I think that has influenced me more than anything else.
Niall set his most recent novels in the quaint fictional town of Faha.
Is Faha Kiltumper?
The Faha is not where we live, although last summer I did get a phone call from our wonderful friend Alan Flynn at the Old Grand Hotel, who said, I have 2 Americans here and they want to go to Faha. He said, I've told them that Faha doesn't exist. But they said, that doesn't matter. They went out to a taxi driver and they said, we just want to go to Faha for the afternoon. And when they came back, Alan went out to speak to them and said, well, did you find Faha? And they said, oh yes, we did. And it was wonderful. So part of the attraction for me in writing about Faha was to write about a place that I considered on the surface to be ordinary, commonplace. The older I've lived, the more I've been struck by the idea that of the extraordinariness of actually human beings, all human beings. And what we do every day, carrying ailments or anxieties or concerns and worries and still carrying on, and sort of the heroic element of that. And so that's why Faha was built for that.
But could they have done their writing if they stayed in America?
No.
No.
No chance.
No chance Niall would have written those books.
It's the best way for me to be in the world, writing stories. But certainly I would not have imagined or created Faha because I wouldn't have been living with people like that.
This is what Niall and Christine's little corner of County Clare looks like. And as the two of them say, and their books attest, it's an area with a lifestyle that depends on stories.
And Niall writes wonderful stories. History of the Rain, This is Happiness, Time of the Child. Kate and I found a quote that we really like. Stories are the communal currency of humanity. And nobody's books have more humanity than Niall's.
And Ireland, the country from which he comes, has prompted him to write some great stories.
You can shop books from the bookcase by scanning the QR code on your screen, and you can listen to new episodes every Thursday wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Now to a very special milestone. Nightline is celebrating its 45th anniversary this week, and the late night program has been my home for my whole career. It's known for its hard-hitting and in-depth reporting, and to highlight Nightline's enduring legacy, past and present anchors take a look back. You can watch the 45th anniversary episode of Nightline on Hulu now.
Congratulations!
Thanks,
That's
Lori.
very
Appreciate
exciting.
it.
Can't wait to check that out. And we will be right back with Deals and Steals.
Welcome back to GMA Life. Now to Deals and Steals Spring Refresh. Tori Johnson is here with all of the organizing products you need to get spring cleaning, and they are all from small businesses.
I mean, are you as excited because I'm about to make you clean?
It's spring. The Broom Bee is one of my all-time favorites, so yes, I am excited.
And so it's a favorite because it will literally clean up any wet and dry mess with such ease. Oftentimes, a regular bristle broom leaves little things behind, like glass or wet messes, liquids. With this, no matter what, so eggshells, anything, you could, I mean, you're getting it into like the most perfect little spot. And we also have, for the first time, we have the dustpan. We've got all the small essentials too, if you only have a small area where you want to be able to make sure that it uses that same static electricity to grab anything. The whole assortment from Broom Bee Slash and Have today starts at $10.
Loving this. It makes spring cleaning
effective, fun, and affordable.
Yes.
Okay, so I am obsessed with this. So look at this little, it's just this little thing right here. Hold on to that, okay? See how then if you press down on that little black clip there, you can then have easy access to any of your accessories. So think about the things that sometimes are difficult to fold. They don't have the perfect spot, and so they create what appears to be a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
So belts, hats, scarves, purses, neckties, kind of anything that can just fit on this little loop suddenly now can hang in a closet or really any place that you want it to, even like in a utility area, to be able to have easy access and organization at the exact same time. The rolling hanger is just brilliant because it swivels with ease so that you have easy access to get it when it's on the bar. So whether you're doing it in a closet or in an RV or a utility room, singles, $9, 3-packs, $24, savings of 50%.
This is really a game changer.
It's just easy.
Yeah,
it's just easy,
really
convenient.
Clever.
Okay, something else, easy, convenient. This is Cydio. These are storage crates, but they are designed to be truly indestructible, withstanding dense, extreme temperatures, whatever it is, it's going to be reliable to safely store your stuff. You get a whole stack of them like this, so you get the full size as well as the half sizes. And then what's really smart about these is the way that they've created the divider system on the inside. So you see it has all of those grooves as opposed to just one groove. It allows up to 40 different types of customization depending on the size of what it is that you're storing. So pretty smart. They've kind of thought of it all. Plus it looks really chic wherever you're storing it. The entire set is 50% off today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, and they stack together like Legos. It's
do. Yeah.
Perfect.
They thought of it all. Rock flower paper. They make some of our favorite alternatives to disposable. You're ready to do the demo for me?
Yes.
Okay, so first just hold up that blue cloth to be able to show, like, great, it's
cute.
It's cute, but also you can't tell, it's not dripping, so you can't tell how absorbent it is, but wait till you wring it out and see just how absorbent it is. It holds so much water, so much liquid, and so it really is such a smart paper towel alternative. I mean, you're getting it all out there. Look how much is left in that bowl.
I have a little bit of frustration, I guess, going on. Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so it really is an extremely absorbent alternative to paper towels, so less waste at home. We've got sets of those, and they're also prettier, I think, than paper towels.
Sure.
And then we also have their blue bags, perhaps the hottest accessory in this studio. Everyone's always trying to grab for these bags. They hold to about 50 pounds, so they're durable, but then they also then fold up into just a tiny little pouch when you're on the go, so you can always have them accessible. The sets today from Rockflower, all slashed in half, plus free shipping, which makes these an incredible deal.
I use these bags for groceries, for my gym bag, to be honest. I toss my cycle shoes in there. I use it for everything.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Uproot Clean. So for pet hair or pet grooming, they have a big variety of solutions. So there's a big variety of all of these like mini tools. So go ahead, give that a try. Hold on, let me mess up the pet hair again. I had it in perfect place and then someone cleaned it up for me.
Well, it's addicting to clean like that.
If you pull back, like off of any surface, any crevice, no matter what it is, you can get pet hair off. And then we also have this device, powering it on. This will help you get to think about like the cat tower or areas where it's difficult to reach. And then there's also a drying mechanism on here too that you can use. For example, drying a wet dog. So a lot of times, like, you've got a big fluffy dog that needs to dry off because they'll get dirtier if they run around while they're wet.
Which is exactly what they want to do.
Right, there's a drying mechanism. So both grooming as well as cleaning with everything from Uproot Clean, they've got you and your pets covered, and all the sets from them are 50% off. And then last but not least, I want to give a big shout out because we also have Bombas.
Oh yeah.
So not only can you get all of your organization and cleaning done, but freshen up on your socks because our big assortment from Bombas, all 50% off socks and apparel.
I have some shopping to do. Thank you so much, Tori. As always, we have partnered with these companies on all of these deals, and you can go to goodmorningamerica.com to find all of these offers. Now let's head over to Lori and Ashin.
Thank you, Tori. Now to Lori's series, Shop This Store.
There are so many choices when it comes to buying a mattress, so I turn to the experts. Take a look.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing.
If you loathe tossing and turning, but shopping for a mattress overwhelms you, you're not alone.
It's even tricky for sleep scientists like me to navigate sometimes. Around 30% of people simply aren't getting enough sleep. It's not just about quantity, it's also about quality.
And there are tips you can use when looking for a new mattress.
We're here at Sadva to learn a thing or two about mattresses and how they affect your sleep health. Let's go.
Helping me navigate the aisles, sleep expert Dr. Dan Gartenberg.
Tell me about back pain. So many people suffer from back pain. And with mattresses, what do you recommend to remedy that?
A lot of it is personal to you. That being said, there was a randomized controlled trial that did show that a medium firmness mattress reduced the most back pain. So, this Sattva mattress here has actually 3 options for the firmness.
And firmness isn't the only way to customize your sleep experience.
Oh, moving.
Mattresses that put you at an incline can help with a number of sleep issues, like neck pain, sleep apnea, and snoring.
Anyone who snores is going to benefit from a slight incline.
And this is really interesting because it's split. So is the idea here that if you have a sleep partner, you guys both can get a great night's sleep?
Preventing the sleep divorce is one of the main reasons why I think this bed makes a lot of sense. So this is perfect for that sleep partner who snores and you don't snore.
If you're a light sleeper and you're shopping for a mattress, you want something like a memory foam.
Especially if you find yourself disrupted by the motion of your bed at night.
And for the littlest sleepers?
Mattresses aren't just for adults, obviously. Babies and kids need to sleep. What should we be looking for in a crib mattress in order to really stretch our dollar?
I think babies and kids need to sleep more, and the science shows that they do. Their brains are developing. One of the really important things is that it's very firm. So a very firm crib for a baby. Another cool feature about this is you can actually flip it over and you'll get a different firmness. So something like this can sort of grow as your baby grows.
And every product you just saw is available on our website, so you can shop this store. I know you're going to, right, Ashton?
Of course, you already know I am. And when GMA Life returns, Robin Roberts is in Asheville, North Carolina, 6 months after Hurricane Helene. Welcome back to GMA Life. It's been 6 months since the devastating Hurricane Helene made landfall.
This week, Robin Roberts traveling back to Asheville, North Carolina to see how that community is recovering. Take a look.
In Swannanoa, North Carolina, you'll find a community still reeling in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. The small town that borders the Swannanoa River impacted by record flood levels, damaging critical infrastructure and displacing hundreds of families.
Because the proximity to the water, like the water raised probably 8 feet over the house.
But there is hope in the form of love. Beloved Asheville, a nonprofit that's been on the ground from day one.
We rushed to the aid of our community, whether it was through massive distribution and now through home repair. We've cried many tears. We lost many people in this awful storm. But what we know is together we have hope. Together we are going to rise.
Their biggest focus, helping storm survivors get back home.
There's so much suffering, and it's still very widespread. We have a vast housing crisis here, so many people lost their homes. We have a huge economic crisis here.
Beloved Asheville, helping with the rebuild, brick by brick. And earlier this week, a celebration, as 3 families received keys to their refurbished and fully furnished home.
We can't believe it because we haven't had a home in 6 months. It's just pure happiness and just a lot of blessings. We're beyond blessed for beloved Asheville.
Also bringing their town together, the Southside Community Farm.
Hi, good morning, America.
Welcome to Southside Community Farm.
Helping to feed their Asheville neighbors in the aftermath of the storm.
We were able to kind of act as first responders because we're already tied into community and we're able to just knock on people's doors, and then we just are able to give out resources really quickly.
Farm manager Chloe and volunteers relentlessly going door to door, hand delivering fresh food boxes around the South Side.
We went from about 30 boxes a week to upwards of 60 boxes.
Despite damage to their own farm, volunteers restocking 3 community fridges multiple times a week, a lifeline for people like Jackie.
They're like little foot soldiers. They come, they see what you need, they go and get it, and they bring it back. And they've done that since the hurricane.
Asheville's hometown heroes with us. Chloe from her farm. We've got Amy. We've got Pancho. Yeah, I thank you all. It's just incredible the work that you have unselfishly done. Your Southside Community Farm was impacted. Can you just talk about what happened after the storm?
Yeah, so right after the storm, our neighborhood was, of course, out of power and water. Our infrastructure was damaged. Our hoop house was destroyed. But we're really focused on grassroots community and on mutual aid, kind of as a focus of how we do our work. So we were out there the day after the storm, checking on people that we knew and helping get resources to people and really supporting the network that already existed that people were creating for themselves within our neighborhoods.
I feel like you guys are laying down the footprint of how other communities can rebuild after a disaster strikes them. We have something that might help. Our friends at Food Lion Feeds is donating $50,000 to help Southside Community Farm have that $50,000, ensuring your neighbors will continue to have access to fresh and nutritious food. Now, $50,000 sounds like a lot, but there's a lot to do. What do you do with money like that?
So with money like this, this all goes right back to community. We are growing food. We are doing youth education with kids in our neighborhood. But we're also stocking free refrigerators multiple days a week. You know, we have 3 free refrigerators in the neighborhood that we're stocking with our own food, but also additional products. We purchase supplies from local small businesses of color, focusing on BIPOC business owners. And we're also delivering food to people's doors to make it as accessible as possible.
That's what it's about. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chloe, for that. And, you know, be loved. Be loved.
I got it.
Be loved, Asheville. Amy and Pancho, thank you again. And you've been in the community for a while. You didn't just show up.
That's right.
You've been around, right?
Been on the ground for 16 years.
Yes.
Building community, and we know the strength of this community is in the roots and the people that have been here and are going to be here long term for one another.
And what have you seen since the storm, that same resiliency?
It's been absolutely amazing. What we've heard is neighbors literally saved one another's lives throughout the lifeline for each other. Ordinary people became superhuman as we mutually worked together to lift each other up. And what we know is that resilience is just growing. Our hearts are beating as one for each other, right, Pancho?
Yeah, the resilience for sure is our inspiration every day. This community have a lot of resilience, a lot of power, unity in the maximum of the expression that you can imagine. And for sure, in the time that we need more love to rise, love rise in our community. And for sure,
more
today,
shows up.
Asheville is rising. Asheville is rising.
All of you are working hard to rebuild and repair homes and businesses in this community, and you need some help with that. So take a look at the monitor. $50,000 worth of building materials from Lowe's. $50,000 of material from Lowe's will help continue to rebuild. And they're also giving $150,000 for anything else you need. In addition to that.
That's all for GMA Life.
Well, that's not all. We also want to say congratulations to Ashin, who got engaged last weekend.
Thank you, Laura. You got me red in the face right now.
We're so excited for him and Katie to be part of our GMA Life family. Up next, all the top stories and latest news right here on ABC News Live, where the news never stops.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.